The ancient artifact sat collecting dust in the Galactic Museum of Lost Civilizations for nearly 300 cycles. Nobody could make it work. Not the greatest minds of the 7 dominant species, not the technology experts from worlds beyond, the Outer Rim, not even the mysterious elders who claimed to remember the rise and fall of 1,000 empires. The artifact was beautiful despite its dormancy, a palm-sized hexagonal device with swirling patterns that seemed to shift when nobody was looking directly at them. The museum label identified it simply as Human Relic Wartime. Approximately 7,000 years since extinction, purpose unknown Lisa Miller swept the floors around the display case like she did every evening. The night shift janitor position at the museum paid poorly, but it gave her peace. Few visitors came after dark, and the quiet halls filled with treasures from across the galaxy made her feel less alone on this alien world. Lisa had left Earth 5 years ago, when the colonization lottery selected her name. A rare opportunity, but Earth had become crowded and polluted. The colony failed within months, forcing survivors to integrate into galactic society. Most humans scattered across trading hubs and space stations. Lisa ended up here on Zentaris Prime doing the work no alien wanted to do. The museum curator Zali, a tall blue-skinned Zentari with 4 eyes arranged vertically along her elongated face, nodded at Lisa as she passed. "Be careful around the new display," she said, her voice translator making her sound almost musical. "We had some power fluctuations near that section." Earlier, Lisa smiled and continued sweeping. As the night grew later, she found herself alone in the human extinction wing. The irony never escaped her. Humans were very much alive, just rare in this part of the galaxy. The misconception that Earth was destroyed millennia ago persisted because no one bothered to check such a remote, unimportant world. The artifact caught her eye as she passed. It seemed brighter somehow. Lisa paused, leaning on her broom. She felt drawn to the case, almost like the artifact was calling to her. An absurd thought, yet the feeling grew stronger, against museum protocol and probably several interstellar laws. Lisa pressed her hand against the security glass. The artifact began to pulse with soft golden light. Lisa stepped back in shock, but the glow intensified. The security case unlocked itself with a soft click. Without thinking, Lisa opened the case and reached for the artifact. It felt warm in her palm. The swirling patterns began to flow like liquid metal, forming new shapes. Strange symbols appearing, then vanishing before she could read them. "What have you done?" A shocked voice called from the doorway. Sally stood there, all 4 eyes wide with alarm. Her upper limbs raised in a gesture of warning. Lisa tried to put the artifact down, but it now adhered to her skin. A holographic display suddenly erupted from its surface, filling the room with star maps and strange text by the ancient void. Sally whispered, "The artifact is active, impossible. It requires the genetic signature of its creators, and they have been extinct." For the curator stopped, suddenly staring at Lisa with new understanding. "You are human," she said, her voice barely audible. Lisa nodded, the artifact still glowing in her hand. "I thought everyone knew humans still existed." Sally moved closer, her tall form looming over Lisa. "We were told the human homeworld was destroyed in the SETI War. Only artifacts remained. The High Council has maintained this position for thousands of cycles." The holographic display shifted, showing what Lisa recognized as Earth, then expanding outward to reveal dozens of colony worlds. With human populations, this is a military command key. Sally said, her voice trembling. "It controls an ancient defense network. The Galactic Archives claim it was destroyed to prevent humans from becoming too powerful. But if it responds to you..." Artifact pulsed, then projected the image of a massive fleet of ships dormant, hidden throughout the galaxy. Thousands of vessels of incredible design just waiting for activation. Lisa stared in wonder. "Why would anyone lie about humans being extinct power?" said Sally. "Your species created technology that even the elders feared. The Council must have hidden the truth, rewritten history, to keep these weapons dormant. They never expected a human to walk right into the museum." Lisa felt a strange calm, despite the revelation. The artifact seemed almost alive now, forming a perfect connection with her mind, showing her how to use it. What it could do. I just clean floors, she said. I don't want control of some ancient weapon. But you are the key, Zally replied, her translator failing to hide the awe in her voice. The bloodline they said was lost walks among us. The artifact has chosen you, and now the galaxy will know humans live. The balance of power will shift, and nothing will be the same. The artifact projected one final image, a woman who looked remarkably like Lisa, standing proudly on the bridge of a massive ship. The text below identified her as Admiral Catherine Miller, Defender of Earth. Lisa gasped, realizing she was looking at her own ancestor, me. Grandmother used to tell stories, Lisa whispered, about how our family once sailed among the stars. I thought they were just bedtime tales. Jolly bowed her head in a gesture of respect. Your bloodline was never extinct, only hidden. And now you hold the key to awakening what was lost. The galaxy must prepare for the return of humanity. Lisa looked at the artifact, now comfortably nestled in her palm. The power to change everything rested with a woman who simply wanted to sweep floors in peace. But destiny, it seemed, had other plans for the last known descendant of Admiral Miller, the human who would rewrite galactic history. The journey lasted 3 days through regions of space unmapped on any current chart. Lisa spent much of that time with the artifact, learning its secrets. The more she connected with it, the more she understood what her ancestor had done. Catherine Miller had not hidden the fleet from alien threats, but from human corruption. According to the records stored in the artifact, humanity had reached the stars and quickly built a vast empire. Their technology advanced at a pace that frightened the older species. Callie brought Lisa a strange fruit that tasted like honey as she studied the holographic records. What have you learned? The Zentari asked. Settling her tall frame on the deck beside Lisa sighed, rubbing her tired eyes. The official history is wrong. Humans were not wiped out by the Council. My ancestor made a deal with them. The Council agreed to spread the story that humans were extinct, while Catherine hid the most powerful ships and weapons beyond their reach. But why? Zally asked, joining them. Her blue skin looked pale in the glow of the artifact. According to these records, Lisa explained, power struggles were tearing humanity apart. Some factions wanted to conquer the galaxy, others wanted peaceful expansion. Catherine feared the warmongers would win and humanity would become the monster everyone feared. So she took the fleet and the best weapons into hiding. Callie made a chirping sound that her translator didn't convert her species' version of astonishment. How could one admiral have such authority? She didn't, Lisa replied. The records show she committed what her superiors considered treason. She saved humanity from itself by making it appear weaker than it was. The Council helped because they feared human weapons too. The ship suddenly slowed, the streaking stars returning to distant points of light. A massive gas giant appeared before them, its swirling storms visible from a great distance. We have arrived. The ship's computer announced. Fleet Command is located on the 7th moon. Lisa stared out the viewport as they approached a small rocky moon orbiting the giant planet. Its surface appeared barren and lifeless. There is nothing there, Sally said, peering at the desolate landscape. Exactly, Lisa replied. The perfect hiding place. The artifact pulsed, sending a signal toward the moon. As they watched, the barren surface seemed to shimmer and change. An enormous hangar door appeared where moments before there had been only rock. The illusion of emptiness dissolved, revealing a massive installation built into the moon itself. Stealth technology. Callie whispered, her 4 eyes wide. The entire base is hidden behind a projection. The ship's computer guided them into the vast opening. The hangar extended for miles in every direction, filled with ships. Unlike any vessels Lisa had seen before, these were elegant and sleek, almost organic in their design. Thousands of them waited silently in neat rows. Command Bay identified, the computer announced, preparing for docking. As they landed in a designated area, Lisa felt a strange sensation, as if she had come home, though she had never been here before. The artifact pulsed with excitement, its glow brightening. This is Admiral Miller's legacy, Zally said softly. She preserved humanity's greatest achievements and hid them from those who would abuse them. The ship's ramp extended automatically. Lisa walked down with the artifact guiding her. The air in the hangar smelled fresh and clean as if the life support systems had been maintaining it for thousands of years. A holographic figure appeared before them. The image of Catherine Miller herself, dressed in a uniform Lisa had never seen before. Genetic match confirmed. The hologram said, "Welcome, home descendant. The emergency protocol has been activated. Fleet Command awaits your instructions." Lisa stared at the image of her ancestor. The resemblance was striking. The same eyes, the same determined expression. "What emergency protocol?" she asked. The hologram gestured toward a doorway beyond the docking bay. The Miller protocol was designed to reactivate the fleet if a descendant with the command key ever sought refuge here. This facility has monitored galactic communications for 7,000 years, waiting for signs that humanity was in danger, or that the command key had been found. After your escape from Zentaris Prime and the pursuit that followed, the conditions have been met. Sally stepped forward tentatively, the blue alien clearly uncomfortable in the human facility. "What does this mean exactly?" "It means," Lisa said, studying the artifacts display, "that the fleet is waking up. According to this, thousands of automated defense systems are coming online across the galaxy, all waiting for my command." The hologram of Catherine Miller nodded. The fleet was hidden to prevent misuse, not to be abandoned. The Miller protocol assumes that if a descendant has activated the command key and fled to this facility, then humanity requires the fleet's protection. Lisa felt the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. How could she, a former janitor, possibly handle such power? Thousands of warships, sophisticated beyond even current galactic technology, all waiting for her orders. "What happens now?" she asked the hologram. "That is your decision," Catherine Miller's image replied. "The fleet follows the command key, and the key has chosen you. You may stand down the fleet and return it to hibernation. You may use it to defend human worlds, or you may pursue another course. The choice belongs to you as it once belonged to me." The hologram flickered and vanished, leaving Lisa staring at the empty space where her ancestor had stood. She looked down at the artifact still connected to her, palm then back at Zali and Callie, who watched her with a mixture of fear and hope. Janitor with the power to reshape galactic history, Lisa thought. The irony would be amusing if it weren't so terrifying. Behind them, more holographic displays activated, showing real-time images from across the galaxy. Council ships were mobilizing. Alerts were being broadcast about a dangerous human fugitive. Rewards were offered for information. "They know something has awakened," Callie said, her translator barely keeping up with her rapid speech. "The Council is afraid." Lisa nodded, stepping toward the command center doors that had opened automatically for her. "I'm afraid too," she admitted. "But I need to understand what my ancestor left behind before I decide what to do with it." The doors closed behind them as they entered the heart of Fleet Command. The truth about humanity and its place in the galaxy waited within, along with the power to either protect or destroy everything Lisa had ever known. The museum alarms blared suddenly, bathing the exhibition hall in pulsing red light. Lisa jumped, looking at Zali with wide eyes. "We need to leave now," the curator said, her 4 eyes blinking rapidly. "Security will be here soon, and they will have questions. We cannot answer." "But where would we go?" Lisa asked, clutching the artifact tightly. Zali moved swiftly toward a staff door. "I know people who will want to meet you. People who have long suspected the Council of hiding truths." "Come," Lisa hesitated for only a moment before following the alien through the door and down a service corridor. The sound of heavy footsteps and urgent voices echoed behind them. "They will track the artifact," Zali said as they hurried through the maintenance tunnels beneath the museum. "It gives off an energy signature unlike anything in known space." The device seemed to respond to her concern. The swirling patterns shifted, and the glow dimmed, almost as if it was hiding itself. Lisa felt a strange connection to the artifact, as if it understood her thoughts. The sensation was both comforting and terrifying. Zali led her to a small cargo bay, where supply ships made deliveries to the museum. A sleek transport vessel waited with its loading ramp extended. "My sister pilots this ship," Zali explained, ushering Lisa aboard. She belongs to a group called the Truth Seekers. They study forbidden history and collect evidence of council deceptions. Inside the ship, a taller version of Zali with deep purple skin instead of blue worked quickly at the controls. She spoke rapidly in her native language, her voice like chiming bells. Lisa. This is Callie, Zali introduced. My sister has been waiting for something like this to happen. She believes humans are key to exposing the council. Callie turned, all four eyes examining Lisa with intense curiosity. The Zentari made a gesture of deep respect, bowing until her forehead nearly touched the floor. You carry the hope of many worlds, she said through her translator. Do you understand what you have awakened? Lisa looked down at the artifact still nestled in her palm. I don't understand any of this, I was just doing my job. Callie started the ship's engines. A loud bang echoed through the cargo bay as security forces began trying to breach the door. We must leave Zentaris immediately, she said, her long fingers dancing across the control panel. If they capture you, the artifact will be destroyed, and the truth will remain hidden. The ship lifted off with a sudden jerk, throwing Lisa into a seat. The cargo bay doors exploded inward. Just as they cleared the opening, Lisa saw armored security forces firing weapons that left trails of blue energy in the air. Callie engaged the ship's main drive, sending them hurtling toward the upper atmosphere. The artifact pulsed in Lisa's hand, showing her images of distant stars and what looked like hidden coordinates. It knows where to go. Lisa whispered. Callie turned to her. The legend says the command key will lead its bearer to the sleeping fleet. When activated, the fleet will recognize the descendant of its admiral and follow her command. I can't command a fleet, Lisa protested. I'm just a janitor. I have no military training. You are more than that. Zali said softly. You are Catherine Miller's blood. The artifact recognized your genetic line. That is why it awakened for you. Lisa looked at the images still flowing from the artifact, showing star systems and coordinates. The face of Admiral Catherine Miller appeared again, this time with text scrolling beside it. I can read this, Lisa said with surprise. The text was not in any language she knew, yet she understood perfectly. It says Catherine Miller hid the fleet to protect humanity from itself, not from aliens. The Council of Seven never destroyed Earth. They made a treaty with humans. Zali and Callie exchanged looks of shock that contradicts all official history. Callie said, the archives claim humans nearly destroyed the galaxy with their weapons. The Council supposedly acted to save all sentient life. The ship shuddered as something struck its shields. Callie turned back to her control's planetary defense batteries. She announced, they are firing on us. The artifact suddenly projected a complex interface in front of Lisa, symbols and patterns arranged in a way that somehow made perfect sense to her. Without thinking, she reached forward, touching specific points in the holographic display. The ship's systems suddenly changed, all displays shifting to a new configuration. Callie gasped as her control panel transformed. What did you do? She asked. Lisa shook her head, unsure. I think the artifact is connecting to the ship. The weapons fire from the planet suddenly stopped. Their ship accelerated beyond any speed Lisa thought possible. The stars outside, the viewport stretched into lines of light. Stealth mode activated, a mechanical voice announced in perfect English. Lisa recognized it as the same voice from the hologram of her ancestor. Admiral Miller, genetic descendant, confirmed. The voice continued. Course plotted to fleet command system, security protocols engaged. Welcome home, Lisa Miller. Lisa stared at the artifact in her hand as the reality of her situation began to sink in. She was no longer just a janitor. She was the key to a lost fleet, a forgotten history, and possibly the future of humanity itself. And now they were headed directly toward whatever her ancestor had hidden away 7,000 years ago. 1 year later, Lisa stood on the observation deck of Fleet Command, watching as representatives from across the galaxy arrived for the historic meeting. The once hidden base now served as neutral ground for the new Human Council alliance. Zali approached, wearing formal diplomatic robes, her blue skin adorned with symbols of her new position as Zentari ambassador. They are ready, she said, the translator no longer necessary, as Lisa had learned the musical language of the Zentari. Lisa nodded, smoothing the front of her uniform. Not the Admiral's uniform her ancestor had worn, but something new. A symbol of her unique position, as neither military commander nor civilian diplomat, but something in between, the artifact still connected to her palm, though now encased in a special gauntlet that allowed others to interface with it under strict controls. The shared control system she had proposed had become reality. A council member and a human representative both needed to authorize any use of the fleet. "Are you nervous?" Sally asked as they walked toward the conference chamber. Terrified, Lisa admitted with a small smile. "1 year ago I was sweeping floors. Now I'm about to address delegates from 47 human worlds and the entire galactic." Council Callie met them at the entrance to the chamber, her purple skin gleaming under the lights. "The truth about human history will be fully revealed today," she said. "There will be anger, confusion, fear." Lisa nodded. Some humans would rage at the deception. Others would demand immediate military control of the fleet. Many would struggle to accept that their primitive technology had been deliberately restricted. But there will also be hope, Lisa added. The quarantine ends today. Human worlds can finally trade, communicate, and grow together. Technology restrictions will be lifted gradually. Humanity can rejoin the galactic community. Not as conquerors, Zali noted, but as equals. The vast chamber fell silent as Lisa entered. Representatives from every known sentient species filled the tiered seating. Humans from dozens of worlds, many seeing aliens for the first time, sat in a special section, their expressions ranging from wonder to suspicion. Lisa took her place at the central podium. The artifact projected her words as she spoke, translating simultaneously into hundreds of languages. 1 year ago, I discovered a truth that had been hidden for thousands of years, she began. Humans were never extinct. Our worlds were never destroyed. Instead, we agreed to hide. Our ancestors feared what we might become with too much power. Our weapons, our technology, our potential for both creation and destruction frightened even ourselves. She paused, looking around the chamber. Admiral Catherine Miller, an ancestor, made a choice. She hid our greatest weapons from everyone, including ourselves. She agreed to a deception that limited human development to protect the galaxy from human ambition. Today, we acknowledge both the wisdom and the cost of that. Choice murmurs spread through the human section as many heard this history for the first time. The council was wrong to maintain this deception for so long. Lisa continued. But humanity was not ready for the truth either. Now we have a chance to build something new, a galaxy where no species dominates, where knowledge is shared, where power is balanced. She gestured to the artifact, now glowing softly. This command key once activated the most powerful fleet ever built. That fleet still exists, but it now serves as a guardian for all sentient life, not just humanity. Its power requires both human and council authorization, ensuring no single group can use it for conquest. Lisa looked directly at the human representatives, many still processing the shocking revelations about their history. We were not diminished by the council's deception. She said we were preserved. We were given time to grow beyond our violent tendencies, to develop cultures of peace and cooperation across 47 worlds. Today we rejoin the galactic community, not as conquerors returning for revenge, but as a species that has learned the value of restraints. He turned to the council representatives, and you must acknowledge that treating humans as a managed species was wrong. We deserved truth. We deserved agency. The restrictions end today. The monitoring ends today. A new era of trust begins. Commander Zex rose from his seat, his reptilian form towering over the other delegates. The council acknowledges its error, he announced formally. For 7,000 years we perpetuated a deception born of fear. We recognize the human right to self-determination and welcome human worlds as full members of the galactic community. The chamber erupted in sound as delegates reacted to the historic agreement. Some cheered, others protested. The human section seemed equally divided between those embracing the new future and those angry about the past. Lisa watched it all, feeling strangely calm. The path ahead would not be easy. Integrating humans back into galactic society would take generations. Healing the wounds of deception would require patience and understanding. But for now, something miraculous had happened. Humanity had reclaimed its place among the stars. Without firing a single shot, My grandmother would be proud, Callie said quietly as she joined Lisa at the podium. She gave up her dreams of conquest to save your species from itself, and you honored that sacrifice by choosing peace when you could have chosen. War. Lisa looked down at the artifact, the ancient technology that had changed her life and now was changing history. I was just a janitor, she said with a small smile. Jali made the Zentari gesture of deep respect. No, she replied. You were the right person in the right place, the one who could see beyond power to possibility. You may have cleaned floors, Lisa Miller, but you had the heart of a diplomat and the wisdom of your ancestors. The delegates continued their heated discussions. Lisa stepped away from the podium. Her part was done for now. The negotiations would continue for months as humanity reintegrated into galactic society. She made her way to a quiet observation deck looking out at the stars that had once been forbidden to her people. For thousands of years, humans had been contained, isolated, kept in ignorance of their true potential. Now those stars were open again. The artifact pulsed gently against her skin, almost as if sharing her satisfaction. Lisa thought of Catherine Miller, the admiral who had sacrificed human dominance to prevent human tyranny. The woman who had hidden a fleet rather than see it used for conquest. We found a better way, Lisa whispered to her ancestor across time. We found the path you hoped for somewhere in the hidden hangar deep within the moon. The fleet of ancient ships waited dormant but not forgotten. A reminder of what humanity could build. A warning of what power unchecked might do. And a promise that together the species of the galaxy might find a way forward without fear. Lisa Miller, former janitor, now diplomat, smiled as a new chapter in human history began. The stars belonged to everyone now, and humanity had finally earned its place among them, not through force, but through wisdom. The bloodline, once thought extinct, had returned not to conquer, but to connect a better legacy than any fleet of warships could provide. The command center hummed with activity as ancient systems returned to life. Holographic displays filled the circular room showing star charts, fleet positions, and threat assessments. Lisa stood in the center where a raised platform clearly marked the Admiral's position. Zali and Callie remained near the entrance, their alien forms looking distinctly out of place in this human facility. I need to understand everything before I make any decisions, Lisa said to the empty room. The facility intelligence responded immediately. Admiral Miller's personal logs are available. Would you like to access them? Yes, Lisa replied. The center of the room transformed into a lifelike projection of her ancestor. Admiral Catherine Miller appeared seated at a desk, her uniform crisp, her expression weary. Final log entry. Catherine began, her voice strong despite her obvious exhaustion. The Council has agreed to our terms. Earth and our colonies will be protected. The price is steep. Our military power, our technological advantage, and our place in galactic politics all gone. The official history will record that humanity destroyed itself in civil war. Any humans encountered beyond our protected zones will be considered refugees of a lost civilization. Catherine stood, pacing in the projection. Our weapons frightened them. Our adaptability terrified them. Our potential made them unite against us for the first time in their history. But I have seen what power does to us. I have watched good men and women become monsters. In the name of human supremacy, I cannot allow that path to continue. She stopped, looking directly ahead as if she could see Lisa across time. We are too young, too reckless to hold the power we discovered. The Council is right to fear us, but wrong to think we can be erased. The fleet I have hidden will remain dormant unless the need is dire. If you are watching this, you carry my blood, and the command key has chosen you. Trust your instincts. Trust your humanity. The fleet is yours now. Use it wisely. The projection faded, leaving Lisa staring at empty space. So humanity wasn't destroyed, Callie said quietly. We were hidden away. Our power locked behind a myth. Lisa nodded, feeling a strange connection to Catherine Miller across thousands of years. She had made an impossible choice, sacrificing human dominance to prevent human tyranny. What will you do now? Zali asked her. 4 eyes blinking in sequence. Before Lisa could answer, alarms blared throughout the facility. Alert, the computer announced. Council fleet detected approaching the system, estimated arrival 40 minutes. Stealth systems compromised. How Lisa demanded we were careful. Analyzing the computer replied tracing signal. The command key activation sent an energy signature unique to human technology. The Council has been searching for such signatures for thousands of years. Lisa turned to the tactical display. A massive fleet of Council ships approached their position, clearly prepared for battle. She recognized vessels from all 7 ruling species. The Council knew humans still existed. Callie said, "They just wanted to keep human technology contained." The computer confirmed Council archives sealed after the treaty contain the truth. Only the highest levels of government know that humans were never extinct. Merely quarantined, Admiral Miller agreed to the deception to prevent war. Lisa studied the approaching fleet. The artifact pulsed in her hand, sending images directly to her mind, showing the capabilities of her own hidden ships compared to the Council forces. The human vessels were faster, more powerful, and equipped with weapons the Council had never seen. We could destroy them. She realized the thought came unbidden but true. If she activated the full fleet, the Council armada would stand no chance. "What are you thinking?" Zali asked, moving to stand beside her. The alien looked concerned. Lisa gestured to the display. "They lied about my people for thousands of years. They kept us isolated, primitive. They hunted down any human who showed unusual technological skill, maintaining the myth that we were extinct, and now Callie said they come to ensure that deception continues by destroying this place, and anyone who knows the truth." Lisa closed her eyes, feeling the weight of the decision before her. If she unleashed, the fleet war would follow. Billions might die, but humanity would reclaim its place in the galaxy. "Is that what you want?" Zali asked softly. To start a war, Lisa opened her eyes, studying the alien who had helped her escape, who had risked everything to learn the truth. "What would you do?" she asked. Callie moved forward, her tall form graceful, despite the alien proportions. The Zentari studied the displays before answering. "My people have a saying," she began. "Truth without wisdom is a weapon aimed at your own heart." The Council was wrong to hide the truth about humanity, but perhaps Admiral Miller was right to hide humanity's weapons even from humans. Lisa turned back to the display. The Council fleet drew closer, their weapons undoubtedly ready. "Computer," she said finally. "How many human worlds exist now?" Calculating. The computer paused, processing the request. "According to current galactic records, there are 47 worlds with primarily human populations. All exist under Council protection, though the inhabitants do not know this. Their technology is restricted, their development monitored. And if I revealed the truth," Lisa asked, "what would happen?" "Civil war would be likely," the computer responded. "The Council would fracture. Some species would support human liberation. Others would demand human extinction. Many worlds would suffer." Lisa looked down at the artifact still connected to her palm. She thought of Earth, of the billions of humans living in ignorance of their true history, of the wars that might come if she chose wrong. "I need to speak to them," she decided. Open a channel to the Council fleet communication systems. Activating the computer acknowledged the artifact projected a new interface, allowing Lisa to see the commanders of the approaching vessels. 7 aliens appeared on screen, each representing one of the Council species. Their expressions ranged from shock to fear to anger as they saw a human standing in the fleet command center. "This is Lisa Miller," she began, descendant of Admiral Catherine Miller. "I have activated the Human Defense Fleet." "Impossible," one of the aliens responded. "A reptilian being with gleaming scales. I am High Commander. Sex of the Unified Council Forces. That facility was destroyed thousands of years ago, yet here I stand." Lisa replied. "And here waits the fleet my ancestor hid from you." Silence followed, as the Council commanders exchanged glances. "What do you want, human?" another commander asked, this one a gaseous entity contained in a transparent suit. Lisa took a deep breath, gathering her courage. "The truth," she said. "I want the truth to be known. I want the quarantine of human worlds ended. I want my people to know their history that would violate the treaty. Commander Zex hissed. The treaty your ancestors signed to save your species from extinction. Lisa nodded. The treaty made when you feared our weapons. She agreed. I understand why Catherine Miller agreed to your terms. She feared what humanity might become with too much power too quickly. But thousands of years have passed. We deserve the chance to rejoin galactic society as equals, not as a managed species. The council commanders conferred among themselves. Their discussion muted. You threaten us with weapons of war, one finally said, and speak of peace. Lisa shook her head. I have not activated a single weapon, she replied. I could have attacked without warning. I chose to talk. That alone should tell you. Humanity has changed. The gaseous commander moved closer to their screen. What guarantee do we have that you will not use this fleet to conquer? Once the truth is known. Lisa looked at the artifact, then back at the screen. Let us make a new treaty. She proposed. One of truth and cooperation, not fear and lies. The fleet remains here inactive, but its existence becomes known. Human worlds are freed from technology restrictions gradually, safely, and the Council acknowledges our right to exist. The commanders fell silent again. Clearly surprised by her proposal, you would leave such power dormant. Commander Zex asked, suspicion clear in his voice. Lisa nodded. Unless needed for the defense of all sentient life. Not just humans, she clarified. My ancestor hid this fleet to prevent human tyranny, not to enable it. I share her wisdom. Jolly stepped forward, standing beside Lisa. We have seen the Admiral's logs, she added. This human seeks balance, not dominance. The Council commanders withdrew to discuss the proposal, leaving Lisa, Zally, and Callie waiting in tense silence. What if they refuse? Callie asked quietly. Lisa looked at the tactical display showing the human fleet still dormant but ready. Then we will need a better plan than war, she said. The communication suddenly resumed. Commander Zex appeared alone, his reptilian features unreadable. Lisa Miller, descendant of Admiral Catherine Miller. He began formally. The Council requires proof of your intentions. Lisa raised her chin, looking directly at the alien. Commander. Name your proof return. The command key, Zex said. The artifact your ancestor used to hide the fleet. Lisa felt the artifact pulse against her skin as if in protest. She looked down at it, considering the key was her leverage, her power, her birthright. Yet it was also the source of the very weapons her ancestor had feared. No, she said, finally seeing Zex's expression harden. I will not surrender the key, but I will share its control. She held up the artifact, letting it project its full interface. For the commander to see, I propose joint custody. A human and council representative must both agree before any ship in this fleet can be activated. A failsafe ensuring neither side can use these weapons without the other's consent. Commander Zex stared at her, his reptilian eyes blinking slowly. This is unexpected, he finally said. We will consider your proposal. The fleet will remain where we can monitor it while discussions continue.